All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Institute of Holistic Health. We are here today doing a holistic health webinar, and super excited to be with you here today on this amazing Thursday. And I'm here with my business partner, Cheryl Morley.
Hi there. I'm excited to be here with everybody. This will be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Cheryl and I, we have 60 years of nutritional experience between the two of us. Yes, we started when we were 10. Building this business and helping people become health coaches. No, seriously, we've been busy helping people for 30 years apiece and have gained a tremendous amount of knowledge over the years. It has started this Institute of Holistic Health with other doctors that we'll be mentioning and introducing to you along the way. And we're just so passionate about helping other people. And I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen a little bit here so that we can kind of show you a little bit about what we put together here at the Institute of Holistic Health and help you achieve some of your health goals here. So hopefully that pops up there. All right, awesome. Hopefully everybody can see that. So really probably wondering why you're here today and what we're here to offer you. And we're here to mention that our mission is to help you achieve optimal health. That is our entire goal here at the Institute of Holistic Health. And this is our holistic health wheel that we have put together. And you can see there's 8 different areas that we'll be going over today. And at the bottom of the wheel, it says disease occurs when any of these 8 areas is out of balance. So really our whole goal here is to help you achieve optimal balance in your life. And optimal health is achieved by creating balance in all 8 areas. You know, what happens with a lot of different programs out there is they focus on one thing, like physical health. And there's just so many reasons why there's so many physical health problems. And it's not just, 1 or 2 reasons. There's a lot. And we want to take a holistic approach. And that's why we spell holistic with the W here, is because we're looking at the whole life of a person in all 8 areas to see where things are out of balance.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting, Paul, because, when I very first 30 years ago, when I very first got into this whole thing, right, it was all about physical health and the importance of physical health and how can we get healthy. And I really believe that I've been blessed, my family's been blessed to be able to do that and be in really good physical health, with no pharmaceutical drugs, nothing like that. So it's really in a holistic way. But it's fascinating to me how over the last, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years, I've just really started to realize that your physical health is really, it has everything to do with every part of the holistic wheel. So, if your mental health is challenged, if you're having problems emotionally, if, any of those things are happening. So I'm really excited to talk about that tonight and really just kind of look at some of the problems that are out there and then really get some answers on how each of us can fix those, fix the 8 different areas or work on achieving that balance in all 8 areas.
Absolutely. So we're going to key on physical health. Obviously, we're here to help you fix any kind of physical health problems. And Cheryl, when we mention physical health problems, what exactly are we talking about?
Well, where should I start? I think that all of us know that there are so many health challenges out there, disease, sickness, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, being overweight. All of these things affect or are problems that a lot of us have to deal with every single day.
Yeah, and if anybody has any health challenges or have any loved ones with health challenges, we'd love to put them in the chat here so we can keep this call interactive. But like Cheryl said, there's so many of them. From migraines to hormone imbalances to arthritis, fibromyalgia, allergies is a big one we see a ton of. Celiac disease, constipation, ulcers, Crohn's disease, heartburn, depression's a big one. High blood pressure is one. There's just, the list is almost endless. There's over 900 different known diseases out there that show up in the physical body for one reason or the other.
And not only that, Paul, something that I think is really interesting is they're making up some new ones every day, right? Like, they're making up, like, 30 years ago, there was no restless leg syndrome. No, there was not. But now there's restless leg syndrome.
Yep.
Now, whether that's, and so sometimes I'm thinking, well, what really is that, right? So you have to really kind of dig down and find out exactly what's happening. And then that helps us be able to like really get to the root cause of what's really happening in your body.
Yeah. So our big saying here at the Institute of Holistic Health is that the problem is never the problem. The problem is what's causing the problem. So we just rattled off all these quote unquote health problems that are out there. Let's just take high blood pressure. Well, we don't look at high blood pressure as being a real problem. We look at, well, what is causing that high blood pressure in the person? What's causing the eczema? What's causing the person to have diabetes or cancer, any of these things? These are all just ways your body is expressing itself and signaling to you there's something wrong, there's something missing, there's something you're doing wrong. And we need to be more receptive and pay more attention and be more aware of our bodies and the actual cause, the root cause of what's happening. So let's go into root causes, because that's really where the Institute of Holistic Health shines, is we look at root causes and we get right to the root and fix those root causes so that all these problems not only go away, but we don't have problems in the future.
Yeah. And it's fascinating to me that all of these, you guys, you have probably heard of and you probably know about, but these really are the things that are causing the physical health challenges and problems that you're having. And the very first one is poor diet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, too much sugar and refined carbs right off the bat, right? That is maybe not enough protein, not enough of the good fats, the omega-3s and 6s. And, another one that I've been dealing with quite a few people lately is this eating too much, right? Like comfort eating. You feel depressed, you feel sad. And so what do? Well, let's have another donut.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better. Right. And so what happens, and then it just, I call it spiral, but then it just goes from there. Right.
Yeah.
And so, and the thing, Paul, you told me this a long time ago, and I absolutely love this about the scan that your body's doing every single day. So tell us about that, because I love the way you tell it, and I don't know if I'm going to say it exactly right.
Yeah, just not every day, but every minute of every day, your body's doing this scan saying, do I have enough vitamin A? Do I have enough vitamin B? Do I have enough vitamin C? And it's actually going to go through all the different nutrients that your body must have every single day. And if any of those nutrients are missing or in a low amount at that moment, your body sends this signal to the brain to go eat. I'm hungry. And we go eat, I would go to Burger King and I'd order a Big Mac. I'd eat this Big Mac thinking that there's nutrients in it. And lo and behold, there wasn't any. So an hour and a half later, I'm hungry again. So I actually was able to get up to 284 pounds. And I was always hungry, and I never understood why I was so hungry. I just figured I'm a guy, so I like to eat, But what was happening all along was that I was super nutrient deficient. I wasn't getting the nutrients. Once I started getting the nutrients, I didn't want the food anymore, because my body was doing these scans and finding out, okay, you got enough of the nutrients. You're not hungry. So the reason why we get these hunger feelings is really not from a lack of calories, because most of us consume enough calories. What we're doing is not consuming enough nutrients. And that's
I'm trying to figure out, Paul, I just have to say one thing. I'm trying to figure out how you got a Big Mac from Burger King. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know, but
it's been a while, so I may get my restaurants mixed up because I haven't gone in 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
I guess so. Big Mac is at McDonald's, and what's at Burger King?
I think so. A Whopper.
I used to work at Burger King.
Yeah, I used to work at Burger King, not only Taco Bell, but Burger King.
So Cheryl knows her fast food, and she caught that right away. I'm like, what did I say so funny?
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm sorry.
That is awesome.
I'm sure everyone was being so nice and no one's laughing, but I'm really laughing. So
picked up on it.
Okay, so you were really mineral deficient. Okay,
I was, yeah.
Okay, so I love that whole scan idea, and that your body's constantly doing it, because I have a lot of people. Oh, and another thing too that I want to add to that is that the sweet tooth. It's the same thing. So like I have a lot of people that are, oh, I'm craving sugar. I just need a little something sweet after I eat or whatever it is. It's the same thing. It would be a nutrient deficiency.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So we have poor diet. The second thing is lack of nutrients. And I was blessed 30 years ago to hear the best doctor in the world talk about the need that our bodies have for all 90 essential nutrients. And it's like, really? Is there 90? Wow, that's a lot. And we're not able to get those nutrients in the soil anymore. Like they did, 100, 200, 300 years ago, whenever it was. They could get that, and the soil was nutrient rich, but anymore it's been farmed out. And there's just no more of the nutrients that are in the soil. So even if you're eating, like I know, Paul, you were telling me that you and your wife used to eat fantastic. I mean, everything organic, everything this, everything that. And I mean, it was one, but you weren't getting, if it's not in your food, then you're not getting it in your body.
Yeah, so we bought that $600 Vitamix. Thinking, man, we were buying $200, a week of vegetables. I mean, the best vegetables. And I'm not eating drinking this disgusting drink. And, yeah, it was organic. There weren't any chemicals in it. We're going to talk about chemicals in a moment. But they didn't have any nutrients in it, though.
Right.
I still wasn't healthy.
That's exactly right. So let's get into chemicals and talk a little bit. Number 3 is toxins, right? So toxins, Paul, are everywhere, in everything. It's in our food we eat. It's in the air we breathe, in the water. Talk to us a little bit about this water, the water that we drink, and the importance of having the right kind of water, I guess.
Well, there's just some real scary studies that have just come out recently about drinking water. You can go online and do your own research on this because it literally just came out in the past month or two. But so many cities and states have published this, that there's not only toxins in the drinking water, but they're finding pharmaceutical drugs in the drinking water, which is so bad, so I can't recommend enough moving to, bottled water, filtered water. I love reverse osmosis is my recommendation to everybody. And it's just a crime what's going on in our drinking water these days. But we'll talk in a minute about, why water is so important. But it's so bad, the toxins that are in our drinking water and our skincare products. Cheryl, I was shocked to hear about the chemicals in makeup. I mean, there's known carcinogens in makeup.
Yeah, there is. And it's really bad for your skin if you're using the kind of products. And it's most products, Paul. It's not like just 1 or 2 of them, but it's most products have chemicals.
Well, thank God you're just naturally beautiful and you don't have to worry about makeup or wearing makeup. But the average woman, what was the average woman? There was just a thing we heard about that. How much makeup does an average woman wear in a lifetime?
A lot.
It was like 2 pounds or some crazy number. Yeah.
It's probably more than 2 pounds. Paul,
Some ridiculous number, but it's you can go research that too. We actually have a graph on that. Even those bare minerals, like the ones you thought that were just super, natural and stuff, they contain 6 or 7 known carcinogens in them.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is laundry detergent. We promote a dye-free, chemical-free type of laundry detergent that doesn't contain those harmful chemicals, because your skin is, your clothes is right against your skin all day, and your skin is the most absorbent place actually to take chemicals in. So using, even cleaning products around your house, Cheryl, I know you only use organic products to clean within your house.
Yeah, I think that's super important, especially when you have kids. I remember a story with the laundry detergent. I was using a different kind of laundry detergent way back when, and my son, like every time he would put on his clothes, he'd break out in hives.
Yeah, itch, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm asking, my friend, a doctor that we work with here, and he was just saying, oh, it's what you're using. It's the laundry soap or the laundry soap you're using. So you've got to, switch it over. So I think, and it takes I think it's 26 seconds for whatever you put on your skin to get into your bloodstream. And so it's just, we have got to remember that what's happening to our bodies on the outside is a lot of times what we're putting inside our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the importance of that. Okay, Paul, now we get to talk about the water. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, lack of water is what we're talking
now
about.
the water. So water is it's like the number one reason, of course, not drinking enough water, but for the fatigue and the dehydration. So the number one cause of fatigue is dehydration. So if you're not drinking enough water, and I actually just got a massage yesterday because my back was kind of hurting me, and he said, "How much water do you drink?" And I said, "Oh, I try and drink 100 ounces of water a day." And he said, "Oh, well, whatever you're doing, it's not enough." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And he said, "No. So, working out, whatever it is you're doing, you need to drink more." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so interesting." So
Yeah.
super important. Water is super important.
Yeah, you should drink at least half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you got to drink at least 100 pounds or 100 ounces. I'm sorry. But, like Cheryl said, I think 100 ounces is ideal for everybody to drink. And really what the research shows out there is that hydrogen water is the best water to drink. So we actually use these hydrogen machines, and I don't have mine around here. Must be in the kitchen. But, what happens is there's all these free radicals in our bodies. And these free radicals are atoms in our bodies that are missing a hydrogen molecule in their outer shell. So to not to get too technical here, I want to take everyone back to chemistry class. But there's each atom has an outer shell to it. And that outer shell of free radicals is missing a hydrogen atom. So by drinking hydrogen water, you're replacing that missing hydrogen atom in the outer shell of the free radical, and in turn, destroying the free radical. So that's why we take antioxidants, for instance. An antioxidant, A, C, and E, those vitamins actually contain an extra hydrogen atom in the outer shell, which when it hits a free radical, it donates that extra hydrogen atom to the free radical and destroys it. The problem is it destroys itself in the process because it's giving away its own hydrogen atom. So you get to keep on taking antioxidants every single day. But what we found is by drinking this hydrogen water, it floods your body with hydrogen and eliminates these free radicals from your body at a much faster rate, again, helping you with the problem we're causing. The problem that we're pointing to is cancer. So you can go to elevateyourwater.com. It is spelled a little weird, like the one word behind me, elevate with an 8 in it, yourwater.com. And you can check out the hydrogen bottle there. Another thing, Cheryl, we're talking about root causes. Why are all these physical ailments coming about? Why is all this sickness out there? Why is all this disease out there? We're going through the reasons for that and the things that we do here at the Institute of Holistic Health to help people overcome these physical ailments. So, Cheryl, lack of exercise is huge out there.
It really is. I mean, it's so interesting to me that there's a gym on every corner, right?
Yeah.
There's like 10,000 apps to help you work out. So, and we know how important it is. I mean, they're even saying, Paul, that sitting is the new smoking.
Yep.
Right. So exercise is absolutely one of the most important things that we can do to keep or to achieve, an optimal physical body.
Yeah.
But and even just and what I've seen too is that I used to work out a lot because I did fitness competitions. So but as I got a little bit older, if I worked out that much, then it caused cortisol and all these things and too much stress on my body. And so something that I just read about a little bit ago was just that walking is the new thing, right? So
Yeah.
walking 30 minutes a day, walking, and I absolutely love it. It's made such a change and a difference in my life. So just 30 minutes of walking every day. So good.
Yeah, and they literally equate that to taking like a Prozac pill. Like you could actually measure the amount of serotonin being released and all these great hormones being released. And we're going to talk a ton about depression in a little bit here. The depression out there, the bad feelings that people are getting, just that 30-minute walk outside alleviates all of that. So there's I don't think any better pill to take out there. And it was interesting during COVID because also the research out there shows that there's nothing better for your immune system than exercise as far as boosting your immune system. And the first thing they did during COVID was close all the gyms, which is the number one thing we should all gone to during COVID to keep our immune system strong. So just, we're gonna get going here. Don't get us going too quick, because once we get going on how bad the government's been and the pharmaceutical industries have been, it'll make your stomach turn what they've done to us. And we're really putting up a fight against them here at the Institute of Holistic Health to spread the truth on what really happens inside your body and what the real cause of these issues are.
And the next one, Paul, is poor sleep or lack of sleep, or sleep disorders. Oh my gosh. Okay, I had no idea. I just read a book on sleep, and I've never done that before, but it was the most fascinating thing ever. First of all, a couple of statistics. So 50 million people have a sleep disorder, and 100 million people say that they don't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
And the most fascinating thing to me is your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into that because I probably couldn't explain it to you, but just what I got out of that is that your day actually starts at night when you go to sleep. So when you go to sleep is when things start. So if you're starting off, and it's your circadian rhythm really is what it is, but if you're starting off with a bad night of sleep, how on earth are you going to have a fantastic day the next day?
Yeah.
Right? You're just not. And there's so many people are struggling, with this, with the sleep disorders and with not getting enough sleep.
Yeah. Did you already mention the 100 million people? I don't know if I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I didn't. I did mention that. And just also like the stress, I think that causes.
Yeah. And it's a double-edged sword we were talking about before, where yes, it causes stress, but stress is also the cause of people not being able to fall asleep and getting a good night's sleep. So there's a great statistic out there, though, that out of all the statistics that we're going to talk about today, this is the most fascinating one to me. And that's, I'm going to put a little quiz out to everybody. So, but if you're a coach, you can't answer, because I know you're going to know this answer already. What day of the year do heart attacks and car accidents go up the most? What day of the year? Just want to see what kind of answers we get here in the chat here. Oops, someone had an internet problem. All right, this is a difficult question. It's the whole spring forward. So we just had that a couple weeks ago, right, Cheryl?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we have it every like in the spring. So in March is when you lose an hour because you spring forward. So it's daylight savings time.
1 hour you lose. The next day, so not that Sunday, but that Monday, car accidents and heart attacks are at their all-time highest. Now, what's super interesting is that the opposite is also true. When you gain an hour of sleep, when we fall back in October, heart attacks and car accidents are at their lowest number that day. Totally fascinating. Just 1 hour twice a year makes that big of a difference. So I don't know, in the circadian code, it talks about how bad one night, of sleep, what it does to your body and to your whole system. So treating sleep seriously is super, super important. So next is, we're going to talk about poor mental health. So, you're thinking of, well, this isn't a nutrient deficiency or a sleep deficiency or exercise deficiency. This is your mind's ability to actually cause disease in your body. It's absolutely fascinating.
Right, because thoughts become things, right?
They do.
So if thoughts becomes things, the things that you're thinking about can really cause havoc on your body, starting with depression, right? I mean, if you can't think any good thoughts, you are going to feel depressed and you are going to be depressed. Now, depression affects 17 million American adults. 17 million. And the antidepressant prescription rate, that's a drug that, anyway, I'm not going to get into what I think or feel, but it is a drug that has gone up. The rate of the antidepressant prescription has gone up 66%. Right. And I work with a lot of people who have tried this antidepressant drug or some form of one, and it just hasn't done what they've expected it to do for them. And so
No.
it's just, it's really, it's heartbreaking, right? Because, you know, we get into this poor mental state, and then depression sets in, and you know, and all of these other things. And a lot of times it's hard to get out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's these antidepressant drugs, they treat your brain. They make your brain produce more serotonin. Except there's a small factor that they're missing. And that's that 80% of your serotonin is actually made in your gut. So it's more important to take care of your gut health when treating depression than trying to get the 20% that's made in your brain to be higher. That's why there's very little effect that these prescription drugs do. And it's not taking care of the root cause again. What is truly causing the depression in the first place? And people get to the point where they're actually suicidal, which is at an all-time high right now. There's recorded 132 on the average day people commit suicide, which is just so sad. And each year, over 4 million adults experience some sort of serious mental condition. And those mental conditions show up in the body eventually as some sort of physical problem. So we want to, again, get to the root issue of these different issues so that we can not only fix the mental health, but prevent anything bad happening physically along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about spiritual health. And if you've got poor spiritual health, you know, how can you possibly have good physical health, right? They're all connected. I really believe this. I believe that all of them are connected. And I just listened to this
The
great
Awakened
book.
Brain.
Say that again.
Cheryl and I are reading a book right now called The Awakened Brain.
Oh yeah, The Awakened Brain. Now that is just fascinating. And it talks all about the importance of spiritual health. And they were specifically talking about if you're spiritually sound, you know, if you're getting into prayer during the day, if you are you know, if you believe in some sort of a higher power, if you are in meditation, if you're doing all of these things, then how the effect it has on specifically depression.
Yeah.
But they were talking about all sorts of different mental problems that people have, and like this connection to having a really super healthy spiritual life. So I absolutely love that. I thought it was so good. And I've always known that it's important. I've always been in scripture. I've always prayed. I've always done those things and always believed in a higher power. But I didn't realize the importance of it. And I think what's happening, Paul, or what I'm seeing a lot of, especially where I live, is they're trying to take God out of everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, take it out of the schools, take it out of this, take it out of that. And guess what? Depression and anxiety and all of these things are at an all-time high. So I just think there's such a correlation. And then after reading this, The Awakened Brain, I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, there absolutely is. And I don't think people realize that though, right?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they closed the gyms during COVID, they closed the churches right afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is the two places we need to keep open.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But we kept the liquor stores open. Liquor stores were mandatory. Got to keep those open.
Yeah, see, I mean, come on.
Unbelievable.
There's something's backwards here. Let's talk, Paul, about poor emotional health.
Yeah, as I get stressed out during this holistic health seminar here.
during this webinar because of what they closed down. Okay, but yeah. So I think, you know, like I said, I think all of these things are connected, every single one of them. But, you know, if you've got poor emotional health, you're stressed out. You've got that anxiety. You've got this, I think, is a huge one, Paul. And that's anger. Do you guys know anybody that's angry? I mean, are you kidding me?
Like it's their job.
Like I am.
Yeah.
No, but you can just see it all over and really everywhere today. Just that people are angry, they're short, they're, I think they're sad too. I think there's anger, but I think there's so much sadness, hate,
Oh,
hopelessness,
yeah.
all of those things.
Yeah. And those emotions show up in our bodies as some sort of physical ailment. You'll see,
Yeah.
people go in with tight muscles or, high blood pressure. All of these different ailments, can absolutely be emotionally,
Yeah.
stem from emotional health, poor emotional health. And I have this saying that I use all the time. It's that you can't out supplement bad emotions. Like I can't give you enough. Of course, we give people more B vitamins and other nutrients to help them deal with these emotions, but there's just not enough nutrients on the planet to overcome these bad emotions that people are having these days. So we have to, and this is one of the things we key on. I'm a freak about inside the Institute of Holistic Health and during the course is to really become a master of emotional management and state management, we call it, because it's all about no matter what's happening in your outer world, we need to find a way to deal with it internally, and that's where the magic is. It's how good are you, strong are you inside, so that these outer things that are happening don't affect you as much.
Yeah. And then I'll just be the first to say that that's not always easy.
I'm still working with Cheryl on this one here.
I know. Yeah, you are. And the difference is that Paul doesn't have kids and I have two 16-year-olds. So that's the difference at the moment.
I live in like a monastery here where it's just...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Paul, let's talk about career health.
Wow, this was some interesting. So Cheryl and I, we went and read a ton of studies for this webinar here, and this study was mind blowing. How many people dislike their jobs?
I know there are so many, but you guys think about this. Do you really believe that if you have poor career health, okay? And look, I already know that 85% of employees have poor career health because they hate their job.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the statistic out there, 85%. But do you believe that that could affect your physical health? I mean, absolutely, right? Of course it can, because if you hate, and I saw something that Victor put in the chat, he said people would rather die than go to their job on Monday morning. Yeah, he's not kidding, right? I mean, that's really true. And 85% of people hate their job. So that's a real problem. And not only that, but the rest of them are worried about job security.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's not like it used to be where you could work for 40 or 50 years for a company and retire with a nice pension. That's just not happening anymore, right? If you make a lot of money, they need to let you go so they can hire two young people for a third of the cost that they're paying you that has been there for 30 years, right? It's just fascinating to me. So we've got a lot of people hating their job, and the other group scared they're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And so it's just causing stress.
Yeah, we hear about people coming home from work all the time. They're stressed out. They're bringing work home. So work is a huge source of stress in people's lives, and that affects us mentally, which is going to decrease our emotional health, which, again, as we established before, shows up as problems in your physical health. So it's just like a domino effect, and one thing's connected to the other. And that's how we started off this whole webinar, with showing you the wheel and how all of these different 8 areas are interconnected with each other. When one goes out of balance, it throws a wrench in all the other ones too. And so it's so important to understand how having balance among all 8 areas is the key. So Cheryl, let's move on to lifestyle health. Now, I know when we get to this, because Cheryl and I do these presentations around the world, actually, people ask us, well, what is lifestyle exactly? Because I don't even know what that is. I work, I come home, with my kids, as I'm sure you can testify to, that I got my spouse I got to take care of, and I don't have a lifestyle, which is sad in a lot of cases, so that, they just can't do what they want. And a big thing, Cheryl, with poor lifestyle health is that they just don't have the money to do the things they want to do. And, finances is a huge part of lifestyle, not going back to career, you're not making enough money in your career, and we know the cost of everything is sky high. Yeah. Right now, credit cards are at an all-time high, record high credit card debt. Actually, I want to tell a story. So I had this client, she was taking a ton of nutrients, but called me and she said, Paul, I have this canker sore on my mouth. And I just want to know what nutrient deficiency or what am I in my diet, like what's going on that would cause that. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, I've been in nutrition for a long time. As I mentioned, 30 years, and I don't know, honestly, what nutrient deficiency is canker sore causes that. Then I'm thinking to myself, I don't think there is one. I said, so tell me more about what's going on. Like, let me talk about your life. What's, is there anything else going on? And she was talking, and after a little bit, she did break down and tell me that her husband had lost his job and they were struggling financially. They were actually a couple, 2-3 months behind on their mortgage payment. And that amount of stress that financial hole that they were in was causing was showing up as a canker sore on her mouth. That's it. There is no nutritional deficiency. Again, you can't out supplement bad emotions. But how many people have stress or bad emotions come from financial difficulty?
That's the number one reason for divorce, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Is financial difficulties or,
Yeah. And then you can't do the things like going back to lifestyle. You can't do the things you want to do. You can't take those vacations and do those nice things with your family or with your spouse because you simply have no money to do it.
Right. And a lot of times I think that there's I meet so many people where the mom is working, the dad is working, and everyone's just trying their hardest, just all they can do for their family. And then they never see their family. And then they don't have time to even be with their family or time to even take a vacation, even if they've, been able to save up enough money to do that. And so it's just, and like I said, I think all of this, Paul, starts in a circle and then it just keeps going around and around and around and around. And it's hard to stop it. It's hard to get off I call it the hamster wheel, but it's, and what happens is, like we're saying, each one of these things affects the other. And let's talk last here about.
Well, wait, Sharon.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
We have a comedian amongst us here.
Oh.
In the chat here, we have a great comment that if you can't at least afford to go to a Bill's Loss once a week, then you need a lifestyle upgrade. Yeah. I love our holistic health community. They're always looking
at least the bills
raise my stress
so
level. I just got done telling everyone how bad stress is for you, and now you go and cause my stress levels to go through the ceiling. Now, Cheryl has had the privilege of going to a few Bills games with me, watching some Bills games with me, and she's seen my head pop off once or twice. So.
You guys, it is like the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, thank goodness I love the Kansas City Chiefs.
Which makes me even more angry. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, I love that. Okay, so let's get back to talking about poor relationship health. So, and think about this, you guys, if you've ever had, been in like a a feud or whatever with somebody in your family or something's gone awry. I don't know. I've always been super blessed. I'm the oldest of 7 kids. I've always been super blessed to not have I literally don't have any challenges with like my brothers and sisters or my family or anything. So thank goodness. But I know that can really cause so much pain, so much hurt. And then, obviously, if you have a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, if there's something that's going haywire there, well, then you are going to be affected by that mentally. Of course, you're going to have decreased emotional health. Yes. And certainly if you're fighting or if you're constantly, in some sort of a position where it's just happening over and over and over, then it is going to show up. And I really believe this in your physical health.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are the 13 causes. So we went over the problems first, the problems that are considered physical health problems. And then we just covered the 13 different root causes to those problems. So the $1 million question, Cheryl, is what do we learn here? And again, it goes back to that first slide we showed you, that disease occurs when any of these 8 areas is out of balance. That is our message to all of you today. And that optimal health is achieved by creating balance in all 8 areas. So that's what we want for all of you. But how do we do that? How do we fix all of this? Well, we have a couple options for you here at the Institute. Our first option is actually to become a certified holistic health coach. So hear us out here. What we found is the best way to improve your career health, and we mentioned how bad career stats are. So if you're one of those 85% of people who dislike their jobs, wish you had more money, wish you had a better lifestyle, wish you hung out with really cool people at work, what the research has shown is that starting your own business is the key. And this is something that Cheryl and I recommend to everybody, that I don't care, even if you love your job, you should have a side business on the side. And, really being an employee and exchanging time for money is not the best way to actually earn money. So what we see out there, statistically speaking, is that business owners make twice as much money as employees do. So if you want to drastically increase your income and have some extra income, it's not necessarily getting a second job that's a good idea. It's starting your own business. And we're going to talk about the tax benefits behind that as well. But Cheryl, there's just so many advantages to owning your own business, the financial we just talked about, and then what it does for your mental and emotional health, that you're building something for you and for your family and for your future, which just reduces stress tremendously.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also improves your lifestyle health, right? You get to make your own hours. You get to you get to decide when you work. One of my favorite things, Paul, is that you get to decide who you work with, right? Because I think that is super important. I talk to so many people who are having struggles at work with someone that they have to work with, or that they're shoved in an office with. So I love that and also we talked earlier about lifestyle and about how the importance of having a little extra money to be able to take your family on a vacation, or to go someplace that you've never been before. Just to really, I'm all about fun. I love to put the fun into everything. I don't mind working hard. I love that, but I think fun is just so important. So to do that, so I just want you guys to think about right now, what would you do with an extra $20,000 this year? What would, just think about that. What would you do with that? How would it change your lifestyle health? And really, I think, Paul, a lot of the other parts of the wheel would be affected too, only because I think that it would help everyone with the stress levels of
Yeah.
all sorts of things that are going on, right?
Yeah, just adding that extra income. This is 20,000, just a part-time job for a health coach, working maybe 10 hours a week. And then you have the option whether you wanted to up that and make a full-time income with it, or continue just working it as a side business and making some extra money. So it's just a fantastic vehicle to get involved in. Again, money, like you mentioned, Cheryl, is the #1 cause of divorce. So you're going to see the relationships get better when you have this. There's not that tension there all the time with not having enough money, and you can do more things with your friends and family. Plus, the cool thing, as I mentioned before, is you're part of this community. So a lot of the people you see here in the room here today, we got tons of people at this webinar. Some of them are already certified holistic health coaches. The person that invited you here was a certified holistic health coach, and we just have the best people here, Cheryl. My favorite thing is the community and the people that we get to be around on a daily basis, when there's so much positivity here and everybody kind of leans on each other. And if there's any questions or concerns or anything, there's just someone always there to help you. So I really think the strength of the Institute of Holistic Health really is the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to be in a community, like you said, that's so positive, but also that everybody's on the same path. We're all on the same journey. We are all people who want to help other people, right? Really, which contribution in life is one of the things I believe that makes you most happy. And that's what I think most people want, is to be happy in life.
Absolutely. And Again, I mentioned the tax benefits behind owning your own business. A lot of people say it's unfair that people like Cheryl and Paul can drive these super expensive vehicles and have these extravagant lifestyles and not pay much in taxes. That is not fair. You hear that all the time. Listen, we don't make up the tax laws. Government does. We just follow them. So yeah, if you want to say it's unfair, but you can do what we do. Just own your own business, own a business, and everything you do becomes a tax write-off. And we are going to teach you exactly how to take those tax deductions. So owning not owning a side business is, in my opinion, crazy. Like everybody should do that for sure, just for those reasons alone. But so hopefully we've convinced you that starting a part-time business on the side is a good idea for multiple reasons. So your next question naturally would be, well, what area should I get involved in? What is a big area already in business that's getting even bigger and will get tremendously big in the future? And that's health coaching. For sure. We absolutely fill the gap in healthcare. People go to doctors and they want answers. I got this ailment, and how do you fix this? And they just boom, they write the script out, and you're out in 10 minutes. And they're not. The reason why you have that health problem isn't because you're missing that pharmaceutical drug. It's because there's something else happening, and that's where we come into play. We find out what that something is. Now if I get hit by a bus, if I fall off the roof, if I get shot by a gun, I'm going to go see a doctor. But any other reason, I'm not. They have no answers for me. They have no answers for any of us. Any pharmaceutical drug out there is not there to cure the problem. It's there for you to get hooked on the pharmaceutical drug. And there's never been a drug in history that's fixed anything.
Right.
So you want to be part of a profession that's huge and growing, and again, a profession that's fixing the root cause. There's huge aging population right now that is looking for holistic answers. They don't want to do the drugs. They don't want to do the surgery. So millions and millions of people right now are looking for a better way. So the demand for health coaches is outrageous right now.
Yeah, and I just find it fascinating, Paul, with these pharmaceutical drugs. I've had the opportunity to work with so many people, and you're absolutely right. It does not fix the root cause at all, but more than not, it's causing, some really bad side effects. And especially they've never done one single test on mixing two drugs together. Yet I know people that are on 5 and 6 drugs. So yeah. What on earth is happening to the body there? Nothing good, right? And so it's just so important to be holistic and to, like you said, find the root cause. And there is always a root cause, right? It's, and it's just that it's easier for doctors just to do what they've been trained to do. And that's write a script. Yeah. So that's what they do.
Absolutely. Super, super sad.
Yep.
So the next question you're probably asking is, well, okay, how do I become a certified holistic health coach? And what is this about here? So it's easy. You're just going to enroll. We have an online course that you enroll into. There's 6 modules in there. There's about 67 hours of holistic health training, all along the lines of everything we've been talking about for the past 50 minutes here, that will go into grave detail about these 8 areas and exactly how to fix literally 1,000 different health problems. That's what we specialize in, is getting to the root cause, fixing those root causes, and not only fixing that health problem, but preventing future health problems from happening. So you're going to gain a tremendous amount of knowledge from this course. Just even if you never even go out and build a health coaching business, I think this knowledge is critically important for every human out there. Just for you and your family to know this information is a huge benefit, let alone going out there and starting a business. So you're going to learn the secrets on how to help people improve all areas of life. Of course, there's a heavy focus on the physical health. But as we learned here in today's webinar, everything in life affects everything else. So everything's all connected. You're going to have lifetime access to the course, so you can go at your own pace. There's no, required finish line. Although we will tell you that we do 2 graduations every single year, one in June and one in December. So if you want to make the June graduation, you best get involved today so that you can finish the course before graduation. There's some cutoff dates we'll announce as the time gets, but it's late in June, the graduation. And really, Cheryl, people deserve a career that makes them happy.
Yeah, well, I completely agree with that. And I mean, we talk about so many different things and train on so many different things here, but I really do believe that that's the bottom line. Because just think about it. When you're happy, you just feel, I mean, you feel healthy in all these different areas, right? That you don't have a lot of stress in your life. You don't have any of those things that are really bothering you, and you can just be happy. And I think that that's been such a hard thing for people, especially over the last 2 or 3 years with everything that's been going on. And then, Paul, of course, just you get to be part of something that is huge, right?
Huge.
It's really and I really do believe that it really is a movement, and there are millions of people around the world that are suffering right now, and this is so near and dear to my heart because I know so many of them, and that they just never had the answer. They don't know, they don't know this knowledge. And I think that it's up to each of us as we come together and become health coaches and learn these things to go out there and really show other people and help them to how to get all 8 areas of their life healthy.
Absolutely. I mean, you have an opportunity here to make a huge impact on people. And we all have that need inside of us to contribute to the world and to the environment around us. So I love what we put together here, Cheryl. And I know there's thousands and thousands of certified holistic health coaches already that their whole lives have changed because of this program. And not only that, but to see them go out and now change the lives of other people is just, there's no better feeling in the world.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's absolutely right.
All right, I'm going to pull the slides back up here. So now we're going to go over exactly how you can get involved and what it takes to get involved in this course. So get the entire course, all the bonus material for life. We give you a certificate, a t-shirt. You're going to have access to our affiliate program. We have a patented health evaluation system that you'll have exclusive rights to. You'll have access to our Facebook group, our weekly coaching calls that we do. So there's live calls every single week that we on with all the coaches and help you work through different situations with your business or with people's health. You're eligible for all the tax benefits, and you're also eligible for all of our elite retreats that we do. So that's over $30,000 of value for $747. And what we're doing today is we're giving 50% off that for everybody that has come to our webinar today. So it's Save 50 is our code, and you'll get 50% off. So there's the one-time payment is usually $747, so it gets knocked down to $374. You can also make 3 payments of $139 or 6 payments of just $74. So there's no excuse for anybody not to get involved in this. Again, even if you're like, well, I'm not sure if I want to be a health coach, just the information alone is worth $74 a month for 6 months. So that's absolutely a phenomenal deal that we're offering to people. This is something that Cheryl and I are just so passionate about. We want to get every single person in the world involved in this institute and spreading the word of these 8 areas and helping other people get their life back into balance. So enrollment for the current semester is open, so hurry. Slots are filling fast. So get back with the coach that sent you here. Somebody gave you this link to get here. If it was Cheryl or I, just go to iwhcoach.com. But the coach that sent you here is going to be your key to getting involved in the coach. And they're also going to coach you through the coaching course and help you through it. So that is a huge benefit as well. And here's what we're going to do. For those of you that pay in full today, that do that $374 amount, we're going to throw in our tax course for free. Now, this is $247 usually, but Cheryl and I are so passionate. So we didn't actually we sort of put the course together, but we didn't because we have our accountant who did the course for us. His name is Ted, and he is the greatest guy on the planet. We have searched the entire planet to find the greatest tax guy in the world that knows business taxes. And this is the guy. Okay. So there's no expense you'll ever have in your life as expensive as taxes is. So we teach you in this course how to take advantage of all the benefits that Cheryl and I take advantage of. And we say you're going to save at least $5,000 every year. And that is a joke. I mean, we're not legally able to tell you how much we save a year. And I think you'd fall off your chair if you heard the number, but it's a lot. Okay. And it's just, again, people get upset with us. They're like, that's unfair. I don't understand why they don't pay any money in taxes. It's fair because it's the way the law is. We're not breaking any laws. We report all of our income. We report all of our tax, expenses. And it just happens to work out that everything we do, down to my haircut that I know everyone's appreciative of today, is a tax write-off. Couldn't be here with bad hair, right, Cheryl?
No, that's absolutely right. But the thing I love about it, like, yes, you get to save 5,000 every year on your taxes, but the write-offs that you can take as a business owner, the deductions, that's like where it's at for reals. I mean, he's talking about his haircut. It's there's just so many different things that you are allowed to write off or have tax deductions in, and that's where you get the $5,000 is from that. So it's really, I mean, seriously, if you don't own your own business, like, you should really just start one right away, just for this benefit alone.
Yeah.
Really.
So I joke about the haircut, but it's true. That's what we do. And there's a category that you'll learn in the course called personal image, which is my favorite category out of all of them. Because listen, we have an image, right? We got to carry around as being health coaches. So we got to look healthy. And so anything you do to look healthy is a deduction because you're a coach. Yeah. So it's fantastic. So this is an incentive for people who pay in full upfront here. Now, that may not be for you. You may be like, I don't want to be a coach at all, but I'll be a client. So we obviously are looking for clients as well. So the holistic health coach that got in touch with you, invited you to this webinar, you can become a client. Say, listen, I want to become a client. They'll send you a free health evaluation, a link to an online evaluation. Usually costs $25 to do. We'll give it to you for free. It's going to give you a baseline health score. You're going to get a free 15-minute consultation from this health course or from this health coach. Personalized health plan they're going to give to you, access to our private Facebook health group, and then a monthly follow-up with your health coach, so they can continue to make sure that you're on your right path. So that's also an option. So just to wrap up today, Cheryl, we have 3 options for people to get involved in. You can become a coach. Hey, listen, I love this presentation. I want to make an impact on my family. I want to change my life. I want to change other people's lives. I want to start a side business. Become a coach. It's 50% off if you act today. Or you're like, no, I just become a client for now. I'm not sure if I want to be a coach. You can always become a coach later, but at least become a client today if you're not going to become a coach. So get back to the person that invited you here. Let them know that you're a B right now. I don't want to be a coach. I just want to be a client. Send that health evaluation that Cheryl and Paul will tell me about. And I want to find out what my baseline health score is and take some steps towards improving my health, especially if you have some major health issues right now. Like, of course, those are on the top of your mind and things you want to fix right now. So that'll be for you. Or C, you're like, this has been the worst presentation I've ever seen in my entire life. And these 2 people are not who I want to be associated with. I'm not interested in right now, but maybe sometime down the road when something happens. It's funny, especially during COVID, Cheryl and I would get all these phone calls being like, what was that thing you were talking about? Health, some kind of holistic health thing. Like, could that help my immune system at all and prevent me, from getting sick? Yeah, it can. So it's amazing how people come back when they're not interested to eventually see the light and to start taking an interest in their health and really learning about this topic and this topic of holistic health. So
but don't wait until you're sick. Don't wait until you're sick.
No, we definitely don't encourage you to do that. But our most important thing we want here is to keep the relationship that you have with the person that invited you here at a 10. You don't want anything to ever happen. We appreciate you coming and at least getting being informed now, that I'm not interested in this. So however you are right now, if you're an A, B, or C, it's cool with us. Just promise me you'll get back to the person that invited you here today and just let them know, hey, I'm an A, B, or C. If you're a C, no big deal. But hey, we obviously hope that you're an A or B. We'd love to see you in the coaching program. We'd love to see you as a client. And we really feel that we have the answers for the problems that you've been facing. Is there anything in closing, Cheryl, that you want to add to that?
No, I'm just excited to meet all the people who decided to join us and become part of this absolutely awesome community. Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for coming, everybody. Get back to the person that invited you here and let them know if you're an A, B, or C. And Cheryl and I will be here to support you as well. We also have a public group. If you don't end up being in the coaching group or a client, we have a group called Elevate Tribe based on the thing we have behind us here. So you can go on Facebook, go to Elevate Tribe. It's a public group. Anyone can join that, just for people who want to live a better life. And we'll help provide tips on not only how to improve your physical health, but all the 8 areas that we went over to today. So just stay plugged in. And we, like Cheryl said, we really started a movement here with just getting people together who want to live a better life and who don't want to rely on pharmaceutical drugs or surgery to get better. You know, it's not a matter of if you're going to get sick. It's just a matter of when. So we want to keep you healthier longer. That's our whole goal. And to really, again, help you achieve optimal health in all 8 areas of your life. Look forward to working with you soon. Have a great day, everybody.